Hey guys, this is Jason here. So I've been running my man cave off of batteries and my solar panels out there. Just those three on the right hand side. The other three run right into grid tie inverters and hooked up to the house. But those three right there, that's about 700 watts of 24 volt solar coming into my man cave here. And then I got the charge controller here, charging my batteries. And today is really overcast, but right now it says 12.6 volts. So batteries are sitting at 12.6 volts. Right now I'm not running the whole man cave off of it. I'm just running I got a extension cord plugged in there. Runs around there with all the other junk in the way, and I'm just running my computer setup off of it right now, which takes about 170 watts to run my computer here. That, so you can lessen that if you went to like a laptop or something. But anyway, some things I've found out from doing this experiment for a week so far now is number one, definitely I'm just using those jumper cables just to run off of the batteries to my power inverter. I will be fixing that with real wires, like heavy duty 4 gauge, 2 runs of heavy duty 4 gauge coming off the batteries. Go through some fuses, of course, put some fuses in there, or breakers. Breakers would probably be better because that can draw up to 250 watts about. That's a 3000 watt, 6000 watt peak pure sine wave inverter. So I'll probably go with breakers just in case, and maybe use 0 gauge or whatever. It's all a very short run. It's just from right there to there, so it's like very short. So anyway, so that's one thing I'm going to upgrade is my wiring, and then the wiring going from the panels to here. That's another thing I want to upgrade. I'm just doing testing right now, learning more about this and what I need to do for off-grid living for my little trailer here, emergency shelter. That's basically what I'm working on, setting it up as. And I'm trying to figure out power usages that I use, and how long my batteries will last, and that gives me an idea of about how many batteries I will need. So those are things I'm been experimenting with this week. There's a lot of questions I have. I mean, like the batteries. I don't know amp hours, but I know the reserve capacity, because these are the batteries I'm using are 195 minute reserve capacity batteries, and that's from what my research is. I've learned from my research is that that's 195 minutes with a 10 amp draw on the battery, and so that's about 3.5 hours, I think, roughly. And that means with a 10 amp draw I should be able to run 3.5 hours per battery. Rough calculations. And so if I had 10 battery system, then that would mean I could draw 1,000 watts off of my inverter for 3.5 hours with 10 batteries, because I'm spreading the load across 10 batteries, so I'm not just drawing 1,000 watts off of one battery. I'll be drawing them off 10 batteries, so you're spreading the load between all of them. So 1,000 watts is about what I'm looking for, maximum power usage. So far I haven't even got close to that. It's like I'm only running about 200 watts maximum, and that's running, you know, the computer, that fan down there, that fan up there that blows across my chimney, that keeps it cool, keeps air circulating in here when I have my little fireplace going. And then I'm also running my refrigerator on electric right now, and my refrigerator doesn't draw hardly anything for power off of electric, just barely nothing. So the only thing that would use 1,000 watts would be the microwave or the air conditioner, which I only used the air conditioner once this year, so I could live without air conditioning here in Western Washington for most of the time. You know, it hit over 100 degrees once this year, and it was no wind, and it was just muggy, humid. It's like that's the huge problem, is the humidity in Western Washington, especially when it hits over 80. But yeah, I could live without air conditioning, so I'll hardly ever reach anywhere near what that thing's rated at. 3,000 watts. I'll probably never touch that. But the reason I got such a large inverter was, number one, if I had to, I could run my little wire feed welder off of it. If I had to do any repairs, I can use the wire feed welder, little 110. And for the most part, it will be running so cool, not even hardly working that thing, that the electronics should last longer inside. So that's one of my plans there. Hopefully. But yeah, I mean, I've learned a lot this 1 week just messing around with trying to live off grid. I'm definitely going to be buying some more batteries because my battery power, one night I left my computer on. You know, I was watching a movie and then I fell asleep on the couch and left the computer on all night until about 3 in the morning when the inverter started making some noise at me. And so, you know, it has like this weird buzzer thing going off, and it's like you had to go over there and either flip the switch on the inverter or the power strip that's running the down below, just turn it off. But okay, so that lets me know that if I, you know, accidentally running my computer all night long and the propane furnace, that's another thing I forgot to tell you, that I'm also running all of my 12 volt lighting and everything in the propane furnace, because once the fire goes out, about, I don't know, 2 or 3 in the morning is when the fire usually goes out, and then the propane furnace kicks on after it cools down to about 65, 68. That's where I have it usually set at. But anyway, that still runs off the batteries even after the thing started making noise at me and I turned it off. Turned off all the 110 stuff. All the 12 volt stuff was still working just fine. So, yep, definitely more batteries. I would like to have at least 8 batteries. So, and I'll rewire it better. I'm going to add some wind power to my system, and I think I'm going to go ahead and use another one of my my home belt charge controllers for the wind power, because I really like those, my home belt charge controllers. I can adjust everything on them easy. Since I built it, I know exactly how it works. It's really easy to adjust everything. And then one of the reasons I'm using such 24 volt solar panels and 700 watts of it is because during winter time, let me show you outside. So we're sitting at like 7 o'clock at night, so the sun's already gone down, but I don't know. Can you see the clouds? It's just solid cloud cover out here. So let me come over here by the solar panels and see if we can see, if I can show you guys the clouds. It really doesn't show up, but it's just a solid cloud cover up there. No sun, just solid clouds. So the only light I'm getting is filtered through the clouds, and it's been like that for like 3 days now. And so that is why I am using the 24 volt solar panels, and I'm using 3 of them. These are 230 watts each, and if I wanted to, I could use the other 3, and that would give me 1400 watts in direct sunlight. But when it's cloudy like this, I mean, like today when I come home, I looked at it, I was only getting 3 or 4 amps coming off of these 3 panels in this cloudy weather. So that's still pretty good. 3 or 4 amps coming in all day long, and the days are getting shorter in winter, but that's still pretty good for me. So that's why I use so much overpower or overkill. I mean, when it's sunny outside, one of these panels will charge up the batteries in no time. But when it's cloudy, you're going to have to add some more, just so you can charge your batteries. So anyway, that's the reason I'm using those. And then I also don't know, I mean, what temperatures are best to keep my batteries at, or store my batteries at. Because right now I just got it, I just got the wires running underneath the little flapper door, but I plan on drilling some holes and putting bolts all the way through, and then putting wing nuts on the outside, so I just attach it to the outside, and then the other wires on the inside. So I think I can fit 4 batteries per side, and I think this will store them probably pretty warm, because it'll get some radiant heat from the inside of the trailer into that compartment in there. So keep them above freezing anyway, except for this guy that's out here on the tongue of the trailer, and that's okay. I'll put the least of all the batteries out here, the oldest one or whatever, out here, so it'll be like a sacrificial battery if it lasts. How long it lasts, and then I can replace it. And so, yep. Anyway, so if you guys got any ideas or thing, yeah, like I say, I haven't even hooked up wind power yet.